Gonna freak. Like, what are we watching?
You see that right there? You see the stones on that guy? Right there? That's William Byron and his stones.
Okay.
He's walking this bitch off on Martinsville.
Yeah, it's hard racing. We both want to make the championship four, and it's a race win. So it's no not no ill will, but it's just it's hard racing, and you racing for the win.
And Big Daddy Don Garlitz there, Snakes here. It's cool. But I'm looking around at some of the nostalgia cars, and I've come up here and driven some of the cars, nostalgia funny cars, fuel alters, where I was sitting in them in the staging lanes. I had Ace, my old crew chief, walk up a couple times, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Try again.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios, driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
I am serious. Here's the Freaks.
I'd like to welcome to the show Ken, Michael, Dexter, and Evil Mother Freaking Knievel as we do a special Halloween edition of Speed Freaks here in the Freak Nation. Look at that quartet there, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes.
You look so fine.
Yeah. The amount of color and expertise it took into putting this whole show together is incredible. Richard C. Suave looking awfully Ken-like there. And Cole Cusimano, you got the magical gloves there, but my friend?
Tonight's the night.
Oh, boy.
That William Byron becomes a man. He did it. He did it.
His balls dropped.
They dropped.
Okay.
They dropped.
Big balls Byron pulled it out and gets himself a big-ass win, which, by the way, Freak Nation, we couldn't win every night if we didn't have a freaking pilot taking care of us here in the Freak Nation. Let's see you there, big-ass Johnson. Look at that, Freak Nation.
Yes.
The official pilot of Air Freak, landing us nice and solid tonight here in the Freak Nation.
Air Force Freak. Yes.
Woo, yeah.
Happy Halloween. It's going to be a good week, people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys know exactly where this show is going to go. It's going to go a lot of places, Freak Nation. Ron Capps will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Also, Austin Hill will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. He's not in the Final Four, but dude had a big-ass win in Talladega last weekend, and he's going to be here to talk about it, Freak Nation. A lot of things to talk about. My boy, Big Balls Byron, who I swear, Cole Cusimano, we have broken this young man, haven't we?
Absolutely. This all started because of you guys.
Right.
He dropped the S-bomb during the interview with you guys before Gateway.
Yep.
Yes.
He dropped the S-bomb after he got wrecked out at Las Vegas a few weeks ago. And now he walks it off in emphatic fashion, slaying Team Penske and Ryan Blaney to make the championship four.
One other step that we didn't foresee taking here was turning him into an individual that likes to party and party hard. Of course, you're talking about William Byron, seals his fate. He's part of the Final Four coming up in Phoenix next weekend. And according to our crack staff, we, again, broke William Byron. Big balls, boozing Byron. We've got him on camera drinking a silver bullet, Freak Nation. I didn't understand if he liked to party, but dude is up at the dais about to get down with the press and all of a sudden reaches underneath the table. You don't believe me? We got Roll that. Will you roll the video, please? Look at this. Told you, we broke him, man. Right?
Byron for president. This is amazing. Love it. Yeah.
That's at the post-race press conference at Martinsville. Martinsville? Man, do I sound like Dale Jarrett. Holy smokes. If we didn't have enough of Dale Jarrett on the damn broadcast this afternoon.
Well,
right?
wait. Was the 24 running? I mean, the 24 won.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but who was in the 24?
I thought it was Jeff Gordon for probably about, he said it about 20 times. And then Marty Snyder was like, oh, yeah, you mentioned that a few times about Jeff Gordon.
Again, this just in, we have truly broken Big Balls Byron.
Mm-hmm.
We have him on camera sneaking a freaking silver bullet underneath the desk as he's talking to the press conference. You got to look closely here. Some folks may think this is a knockoff silver bullet, but it's not. I mean, it's a full-fledged 16-ounce big mouth that he is swirling. One more time, please. That's good.
The head shake. That's my favorite too.
Yep.
Big Balls Byron, Freak Nation. And if you're wondering why, I'm probably going to be expecting a call from our good friends at Racer Network because I continue to bring up big balls. Again, Racer Network, you'll see this show tomorrow, or actually Mondays, noon Eastern and Pacific, is Wednesday. Do we have that video as well? Wednesday, when we did Horsepower Hump Day, we had predictions of the Final Four for Phoenix. And was I the only one that had big balls winning?
Yeah,
I believe so.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, we also have video of that from last Wednesday, right there, Pilot? Roll it. There, you see the stones on that guy? Right there. That's William
Huge.
Byron and his stones.
Okay.
He's walking this bitch off on Martinsville.
Oh, and it's exactly what he did.
Any questions?
Nope.
Right?
It's bow down to evil.
It's all right. It's okay. And think about this. It started off was it last year when the boring started, or did we start that this year?
It was last year.
No, it was Daytona.
No, it was last year, talking about 2024, because unbeknownst to any of us, it became the Kenny Wallace and Kenny Sargent show. And you guys went off and both made comments at the same time on social media about how nobody's talking about William Byron because, well, he's just not an interesting person. And then that spurred into the William Boring stuff. And yes, after winning the Daytona 500, we brought it back. But something's changed. Something's changed. Like Cole said, we broke him. Once we got him on, he dropped an S-bomb on our interview, and the rest is history.
One more time, I got to see him drinking that silver bullet. I've got it probably the third. This might be the fourth or fifth time I've actually seen it. I didn't know dude loved to party. I bet he is freaking hammered and hung till Wednesday. One more time, please. I mean, he's got the full fist around it too. He's not freaking teetotaling. He's just hammering that silver bullet, bro. Whoa.
He also did say it in this post-race presser that his parents will be driving him home tonight because he will indeed be getting hammered.
Good
likely
for him.
off some silver bullets, among other beverages.
Good for him.
Hold on a second.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said that. That's serious. I didn't clip it for you guys, but
You know why? Hold on, Kenny. Don't make fun of this.
What?
You know why this is an important track for his parents? This is a big deal. First of all, this was the first racetrack he ever went to as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, his mom, I believe it's when he was winning a race. Oh, no, when he was qualifying or something, his mom had like heart attack-like symptoms at this very racetrack. The very next year, she was sitting on his pit box when he won. So this is an important track for William Byron and his parents. Of all the epic wins, today didn't even count. It's that win with his mom on the pit box that is still his number one. So let's let the parents be there and let the parents drive him home.
Thank you for that, Crasher, because I was about to step all in it.
Yep.
I was about
I know
to
you
step
were.
all in it. Ooh. Listen, I want my daughter to be able to call me and say, look, Dad, we just won the soccer freaking regional championship. Me and the girls are hammered. Can you take me home? Well, first of all, Henley, you're 12 and you're hammered with your girls.
Yeah. Where would she get that from?
No. Okay. It's okay. I won't go there, Crasher.
Right. Thank you.
Before we go to break, we got about 2.5 minutes. Cole Cusimano was so kind enough to actually break apart this press conference. Richie, you may know more about it than I do. And, of course, Cody Cusimano. Almost called him Cody Cusimano.
Hey, all right.
You guys know what sound bites we have in the press conference. Again, don't expect a whole hell of a lot from William Big Balls Byron. I was hoping maybe he would at least wade into an F-bomb. You know, like, I'm happy to be here, Jeff Gluck. No, but he didn't. I couldn't find it. Right?
It's okay.
Mm-mm.
Did he drop
No F-bombs, no S-bombs, but he got the beer, so that was worth press permission in itself.
Well, let's see something from William Big Balls Byron before we go to break.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So to get this win, William Byron took out his big balls and dove it in deep to turn one, endured Ryan Blaney for the race win to not be denied, led a race high of 300 plus laps, and this was his take on the contact that led to him winning this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you guys want to see, right? We're going for it, and I feel like in that situation, I never wanted to make contact because I felt like I had a good position, like I was inside of him, but we also had the lap car, and I didn't really. I mean, I can't see where the lap car is in that instance, and so I just knew I wanted to commit to the corner and have position, and I hate that we made contact, but I think he was probably leaving just enough space as well, and I was going into the corner committed. So that's just kind of fighting for space. But it's hard racing. We both want to make the championship 4, and it's a race win. So it's no not no ill will, but it's just it's hard racing, and you racing for the win.
But isn't that Cole Cusimano, as you alluded to, the first couple stages again were boring, nothing to write home about. But that battle between him and Blaney is what put it back on top for you. Like, this is okay. Now, this is the Martinsville that we wanted to see, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the last 100 laps were cinematic, honestly. The back and forth between those guys, they combined for 96% of the laps led in this race.
Damn.
So it was a hard-fought battle between both guys, and it was awesome. Really fun watch.
Freak Nation, when we continue more from William Big Balls Byron and me, of course, relishing in the fact that I said he's going to walk off and win that SOB, and he does, in William Big Balls Byron fashion. Freak Nation. Coming up next, more from William Byron, that 2311 a NASCAR lawsuit, Ron Capps coming up, and really, do you want Denny Hamlin to win it all? That's next. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21. Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network. Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, you wouldn't know it's fall in Phoenix when it was about 90 degrees at a soccer game this afternoon, but damn it is chilly in other parts of the country. That's why you need to make sure you got the right fall products inside your car from Lucas Oil. That's lucasoil.com. Check out the website, lucasoil.com. Plenty of products for inside, outside your engine, inside your car, outside your car. Check it all out at lucasoil.com. Friends of the Freaks for all of our 25 years, Freak Nation. Coming up, the latest from 2311, Front Row Motorsports, and the NASCAR lawsuit. Our take on really, is this thing going to go to court? Also, Denny Hamlin. Do you want this guy to be your championship? I could tell you one series that doesn't want him to be your champion. But my boy, Big Balls Byron, walks it off at Martinsville after yours truly called it. Which, by the way, Richie, in that same interview, you called it by saying William Byron is going to get the pole. But then again, you said with 30 laps into it, he's going to crap the bed.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because, yes, same exact 5-minute thing. I followed your statement with the fact that he was going to win the pole. He went out and won the damn pole. I said also that he was in the past and he was likely to just lead most of the race, and he did. He led over 300 laps. But I will say this: Cole, Cody, and myself had a nice little group chat going.
Yeah.
And when Blaney took the lead and had the lead in that third stage under 100 to go, I said in the chat, I said, William Byron just choked it away. I thought he lost that race. As soon as William Byron took the lead, I thought it was over, and Byron had no chance to win this thing or moving on. I thought he pulled another choke job. So I have to applaud William Big Balls Byron for pulling this out of his ass and getting that pass was pretty incredible. I was pretty bored by this race for the most part today, but when he made that move on Ryan Blaney, that was the one time where I was like, okay, you got me there. And then I went right back and fell asleep the last 25 laps of the race when Byron drove away.
Well, again, our resident snorkeler for NASCAR, he wasn't that entertained. We're talking about Cole Cusimano. He wasn't that entertained with the first couple of stages anyway.
I wanted more from this race.
Yeah.
I think Martinsville spoiled us so much over the last few years that I was expecting more. And Cole, one of the things was that going into this race, I was excited because not only did we think that somebody needed to win to advance to the championship, but it was only 1 point between Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson. And so I thought, like the Xfinity Series race where that went down, that was at one point, there were like 6 guys within 8 points of each other for that final two spots in the Xfinity Series championship. And I thought we were going to get that again on Sunday. Right. We didn't. It was Kyle Larson just walked all over Christopher Bell this entire race.
Wow.
And I wanted more from that. And I think that's kind of part of the reason why I wasn't as into the race as I should have been is there wasn't as much competition for that final spot that ended up going to Kyle Larson as I wanted there to be or thought there would be.
Yeah.
No, Cole?
No, I was going to say, I don't dispute that. I think I was pretty lackluster compared to years past because the points battle really wasn't that intense. Like you said, like Christopher Bell really didn't have the best race. Kyle Larson was awesome, top 5 car all day. But I think the racing itself wasn't terrible by Martinsville standards with this current car. I think the new tire they brought here for the left sides definitely wore. You could see that on the track and on the side of the cars with the rubber buildup. But it's kind of what you expect from these short track races with the next gen car. So overall, a little bit of a boring race, those first two stages, I will say. But the final 100 laps I thought were great.
And you had a proposal in how to make something like today at Martinsville better.
It's pretty unique take on your proposal.
Yeah,
I've not heard this before.
It's all me. No one else in the room said this.
No. Hold on, though. Hold on. No, come on. Still, we're talking about NASCAR fans who would say absolutely no to this.
Yep, exactly. My pitch would be to shorten these races. Some of them. Obviously, your crown jewel events, they got to have your Daytona 500s, Coke 600s. But speaking with the championship crew chiefs for next week, earlier this week, one of their biggest things about why Phoenix is so challenging is because it's a short race, 312 laps. So like we saw today at Martinsville, those last 100 laps were great. If you were to condense some of these races down, first of all, I think it brings in more viewers and you can capture more attention spans, being that it's a shorter race as opposed to 3 hours plus. So maybe that's the compromise going forward, is make these races a bit shorter. Don't go to tracks twice a year, but that's my kind of compromise for improving the racing.
Get rid of the stages.
Of course.
Stage breaks,
yes,
of course.
Get rid of the stage breaks, Jack.
But I will acknowledge that endurance is a big part of racing, so I do respect that, obviously.
Which is why it would still be great to have it, Daytona, Charlotte, and maybe a handful of others.
Yeah.
Yes. But anything else, not much needed more than 300 miles.
Hey, Richie, how long did it take to finish that Formula One race?
Less than 2 hours.
That's why it's largely successful.
Again, William Boozin, Big Balls, Byron with the walk-off at Martinsville, post-race press conference, Cole Cusimano, more from one of the Final Four.
Yeah, this was a huge moment for William Byron. We talked about it.
Will you hold your gloves up in the shot, please? Because
we talked about it last week. I'll do this.
People are going, what the hell is he dressed up as? And I think if you see the gloves
true.
and the snappy hairdo.
I forgot to do the little cut here. Anyway.
He's Dexter, by the way.
Dexter Morgan. We talked about it last
Cole loses the
weeks.
best dressed on the show tonight.
I know.
By a handful. It's not even close. I'll put a poll out. You can put the 4 shot up, and I'll grab the screenshot and I'll put a poll in the comments, and people can crush Cole. It's gonna be like 85% crash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you think?
Knuff here. I'm gonna come in second with Knuff, and he's gonna come in third. He's gonna grab the old white dude boat.
Yep.
And then Cole, nobody knows who you are. You just look like normal Cole, so you're gonna come in last.
It's very niche. It's even green, so it's basically just me. Anyway, I'll go Dexter here.
Sorry, go continue.
A few weeks back, we talked about how Denny Hamlin, when he won at Las Vegas, that was his defining big moment in NASCAR. And that's why he has a chance to actually win the championship. William Byron had his big moment today at Martinsville, this walk-off, because we know he could get the job done, but he finally whipped his balls out and did it. So this is William Byron talking about owning the big moment and making the championship 4.
It's awesome. I mean, I had a friend of mine that told me that this week. He said, like, no moment's ever been too big for you. And I didn't, as a competitor, you don't really realize that. Like, you only view it in your eyes as every opportunity, and you only kind of look at it as missed opportunities or things you could get better at. But just kind of, I feel like this week and this weekend, it's just trying to maximize the chance you have in front of you, because you never know when the next one's going to come. Even though you think you're going to be there all these times, you never know. So you just want to give everything you can to it. I felt good coming in here that I had given everything. And then, once you get in between the lines, in between the walls, it's you're going to give everything. So you just got to go out there and do your thing.
We used to have a bell that we kept on the desk way back when, and we was to correct some speech impediments for individuals sitting at this table. But he used so many freaking sports racing metaphors in that answer. I was just going, come on, you're Big Balls Byron now, bro. You're boozing Byron, but you're back to the boring Byron with his post-race press conference. Cole Cusimano.
Yep.
Dexter.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So this next clip's a little bit better. It's not the best, but still.
Yeah.
Obviously, William Byron once again walked it off to the championship 4 at Phoenix. and in doing so, took down the titan that is Team Penske and Ryan Blaney. So this was a question asked to William Byron on if there's what his thoughts are on going to Phoenix, competing for his first championship against Joe Gibbs Racing and not Team Penske. Is there going to be, is it going to be easier to get the job done this time around?
I don't know. I mean, everyone's really good in this series, but I think you saw an awesome battle between us and the 12. And I told Jeff earlier in the weekend, I said that, if you don't win here, it doesn't matter for next week, right? So I feel like the challenge was tonight for us, and there will be another big challenge next week. So it's not like we're thinking, we got off easy, because they're not in it. It's nothing like that. I mean, Denny, Chase, and Kyle are amazing competitors, and we're going to have to do everything we can do next week to win that one too.
Freak Nation, I got to say this, that NASCAR is in a hell of a predicament here. They realize that Kyle Larson is a hell of a spokesperson for NASCAR. I mean, he'll drop some bombs, just say whatever the freak he said. Didn't he drop an S-bomb today post-race?
Yeah.
But if you've got William Byron and you got Chase Briscoe carrying that freaking trophy around for the next 3 or 4 months, man. But if Denny Hamlin's carrying that trophy around, the dude who's suing NASCAR, NASCAR's going, we want Denny, but we don't want Denny. Yeah, making sense there, Michael? Crash? All right.
Because I think Richie brought this up pre-show. You don't want the guy that's suing you going out on a 2-week media tour through all the news places in Los Angeles and New York, and you say, hey, great job, champion. Hey, so how's that lawsuit going? You and NASCAR, is this really going to get heated? No, you don't want that.
And Denny Hamlin had something to say about that prior to the Martinsville race. Was this before the Martinsville? All right. Denny Hamlin joins us next as we talk about this big, fat, freaking lawsuit and how NASCAR does or doesn't want Denny Hamlin to win. That's next. Speed Freak Spits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation. Here's to the Dream Chasers, the glass ceiling breakers, the minivan mothers, the schedule jugglers, and everyday all-stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
Find what you love, love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guys in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe.
all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
And get this, General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Don't forget, now through the end of October, okay, November 1st, it's done. But now through the end of October, Freak Nation, get up to $100 back with a MasterCard prepaid card from our friends at General Tire. Buy 4 qualifying General Tires. And then, of course, you can get up to $100 back. Check it out, GeneralTire.com. It's GeneralTire.com now through the end of October. All right, so Denny Hamlin, as all of us know, part owner with Michael Jordan at 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. This lawsuit's been going on for too damn long. All right? And we're going to get to the details on the lawsuit in and of itself coming up in this last segment. But what I wanted to hit here, there's when Denny's up there in his snappy little Hawaiian bread uni.
King's Hawaiian,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So did someone ask him about the lawsuit or if he wins the championship? Set this up for me there, Richard.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get into a different conversation here, but we'll just get to it anyway. Because I was going to ask you guys who would be the best champion, who is the worst champion.
I'm going to get into that.
Yeah,
I'm setting this up, and then we're going to get into that.
It's a roundabout way to get there.
Yeah,
okay,
I'll get there.
Okay, so main thing short here. NASCAR and Denny Hamlin, 2311 Front Row Motorsports. They were back in court this week. They had 2 days of mediation. No agreement was reached. So right now they are speeding towards that court date trial beginning on December the 1st. And so Denny Hamlin was asked for an update. And as far as like, okay, well, what happens next? What did you make of what you heard in court on Thursday? And here's what Denny Hamlin had to say.
I mean, it was okay the first day, not great the second day. I don't know. It didn't end in any resolution, unfortunately.
What hurdles do you think remain in reaching a settlement and preventing this case from going to trial?
Say that again.
What hurdles do you think remain to prevent this case from going to trial?
Just days in the week. That's it. That's it. It's just a countdown at this point.
You're optimistic that it could be a settlement?
Listen, I don't know. I think both sides probably feel strong about their case. I think you sat in the courtroom, you heard the arguments. I'll let you form your own opinion, but I think one of us is on a suicide mission.
And
oh my God!
Why I wanted to play that soundbite before getting into the discussion about Denny Hamlin could quite possibly be the NASCAR champion for 2026. 2025, his first NASCAR Cup Series championship ever. But if you take this lawsuit into consideration, there is such a not dichotomy. What's the word for Crasher? There's such a I'll just explain it. There's the yin and the yang. I'm dancing all around this. I can't find the right damn word. Hit my head so many damn times, being Evel Knievel,
Right.
running into the freaking fountains there at Caesar's Palace so many damn times. For NASCAR, here we go. for NASCAR, they want an individual. I don't know it personally, but wouldn't you want an individual that's got a personality, getting out there and really pimping and pumping up the fact of your series is badass, 2026, but at the same time, if that guy wins a championship, he's going to be sitting on with freaking Stephanopoulos on ABC this morning, where the hell it is, and that dude's a freaking hardcore news dude. He's going to go into, well, this lawsuit that you're involved in with the king, Michael Jordan. Tell me a little bit about that as you hold that big fat trophy from Big Bill France.
Yeah, the trophy's nice and all, but there's another headline that we need to discuss.
So Richie, that dovetails in your conversation about Denny Hamlin becoming champion.
That's why I wanted to ask, because I was making the argument before the show, and I can do it now, that Denny Hamlin would make for the best champion.
All right.
Because of that, because of his personality, because he is no BS on his podcast, that he is the guy that he's got a great story, been in the sport for 20 years, still hasn't won a championship, would be his first championship. We speculated a couple weeks ago that if he did win this championship, he would retire from the sport. What better way to walk away than have the guy go off on top? That's like one of the great stories in sports. Anytime you get somebody winning a championship and walking away from the sport, that's great, right? Peyton Manning did it, John Elway did it, et cetera, and Denny Hamlin can be the next. That would be great. Have that as your guy, as your flag bearer for the sport would be awesome. However, from NASCAR's perspective, it would also be the worst. Like you were just saying, like you have that guy going around as the lawsuit is going on. And so I had tried wrapping my mind around that. How can Denny Hamlin go around and champion your sport when he's going around saying, hey, the sport's broken? You know, like it's such a, again, I can't find the word either. Kenny, but Freak Nation, help us out. Come on, go to your dictionaries, go to your thesaurus. Dictionary. And so we can find this word, but it is such a predicament for NASCAR and for Denny Hamlin here if he were to come away with the championship.
I don't want to speak for every individual on this fine set from Lucas Oil Studios, but don't each one of us want him to win it?
Yes,
I do.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, freaking.
I want that intriguing predicament. That
intriguing. It's chaos.
Okay. Yes, I want the chaos.
Right.
Bring the chaos.
I mean, Cody Big Ass Johnson. Go ahead and bring him up. You are King Snorkeler when it comes to Kyle Larson. I get it. Kyle Larson's already won a championship. Would you give it up for Kyle Larson just once to have Denny Hamlin win a championship?
Not one damn second.
Oh,
he's sticking to it. Good job.
Kyle Larson.
Yeah, of course.
I'll say the same thing.
It's a great conundrum for NASCAR with Denny Hamlin. I agree with you, Richie. Honestly, I think it would be so great if he were to win the championship. But to answer your question, I think in order to properly represent the sport and get what they want out of a champion, I think the answer is Kyle Larson. He represents the sport well. He's regarded as the best driver in motorsports. We spoke about it off the airwaves before the show started. I think that he's the least deserving currently of the four in the championship four. So I would like to see Denny Hamlin win. I think that'd be best personally for the sport. But in NASCAR's point of view, they probably do not want that to happen.
Then you could take the Indiana angle and you could say that the Indiana Hoosiers are just phenomenal in football these days. Even Indy 500 champion Alex Palou went down and joined them. And then what about those Colts? They're doing phenomenally as well. Indiana Jones taking them who knows how far into the playoffs. So why not Indiana guy Chase Briscoe just to add to all the Indiana drama? Oh, that's right. I'm from Indiana. That's me. And that's also Michael's from Indiana.
My next question was going to be, who would be worse, Denny Hamlin or a combination of William Byron and Chase Briscoe? Because none of those check my boxes or tick me at all. It's like, all right, cool. I'll move on. At least Joey Logano. Joey Logano came with some controversy, which is great for NASCAR.
And he milked it.
And it got people pissed off. And you know what? The entire season, all we've been talking about this year is the future of the playoffs. So you can argue that Joey Logano has been the most important champion over the last decade in NASCAR because his success alone was contributed to possibly changing the sport for the next decade ahead, which is kind of a crazy thing to wrap your mind around. But when we look back in 20 years, you could argue that the most important figure in NASCAR is going to be Joey Logano. Ooh. And you're not going to get that if William Byron or Chase Briscoe win. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, those were guys. right? Like Matt Kenseth. Oh, those were guys, Hall of Famer, but like that was a guy that won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
But
Kenseth. Oh.
yeah, what you're saying is correct.
Thank you.
But Denny Hamlin winning the championship, changing the sport forever with this lawsuit. That's your walk-off. That is your freaking walk. I know what you're saying about Logano. Logano won the championship in November of 2024, and then we had him on the show March from Phoenix Raceway, and we were still talking about it, and he was still defending himself, like basically saying, kiss my ass. I did everything within the margins to win this GM championship. I did what it was given to me. I beat my damn teammate. Suck it. Right? So, yeah. No Fords. No freaking Fords.
Yeah, wow.
And if there's one manufacturer that is going to take this personal, in my opinion, of working with 3 and 4 manufacturers, of course, back in the day with Dodge and Mopar, Ford is going to take this hard about not being in the finals. And it's Roger Mother freaking Penske. It's Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, who between the two of them, how many championships there, Cole Cusimano? Do the math.
4 championships. 3 for Logano, 1 for Blaney.
Wow. I gave Blaney 2 in there. Oh, man. Hey-o. But yeah, Penske and Ford not in there. Yeah.
2025 is a year that Roger Penske just wants to put behind him.
Mm-hmm.
From all the scandals in IndyCar to, then the
free will power.
Free will power.
Free will power.
That's, bye-bye 2025. Bye-bye.
All right, Freak Nation, coming up next, the latest on 2311 Front Row Motorsports lawsuit with NASCAR. I'm telling you, we know what is going to happen, or we know what is not going to happen. And I want to make that argument. There's that. And, of course, Ron Capps and Austin Hill. It's all coming up. Speed Fix Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Here's to the Dream Chasers, the Glass Ceiling Breakers, the Minivan Mothers, the Scheduled Jugglers, and everyday All-Stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Lowe's knows you want to spend less time shopping and more time on the job site. Bulk savings on trusted brands means big savings and more time on the job. Get up to 25% off select drywall when you buy in bulk. Buy more and save to make sure you're prepared for any job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Selection varies by location.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation.
Hey, Evil.
Be sure to check out GeneralTire.com for a chance to get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card, ladies and gentlemen. GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. Now through the end of October, Freak Nation, you get up to $100 back with MasterCard. From our friends at General Tire, GeneralTire.com. Before we get into conversation about 2311 front row NASCAR, the latest on the lawsuit, and really where I and maybe these other individuals here at this table believe where it's going to go. I got to remind you again, Freak Nation, we have broken William Boring Byron. He is now William Big Balls Byron.
Mm-hmm.
I called it. I said he's going to walk it off at Martinsville, and bam, he put his big old man purse out there and said, look at this freaking goodie bag, baby. He's been dropping S-bombs.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Just
Watch the way I move on camera here. I kind of do look like I'm like Elvis Knievel, right?
Elvis Knievel. Yeah.
But yeah, we have broken Big Balls Byron, man. We've actually got, it's kind of like Sasquatch, man. You don't know if he's really there, but sometimes there's grainy film. But we actually have, Cody, if you have it, we put it in the system. We aired it earlier this hour. We actually have Big Balls Byron getting hammered at the press conference. He brings up a big old freaking 16-ounce big mouth silver bullet, crushes it in front of the press. See for yourself. I know you're thinking there's no way Big Balls is doing this. He is. Roll the tape, please. Enough said. My boy, Big Balls Byron getting hammered in the press conference, Cole Cusimano.
That's right. Yeah. Ripping some silver bullets.
Yeah. Where have you had what? Everybody on this set's had silver bullets or Miller Lite, right?
Of course.
And let's pretend that, no, let's don't, because we might have one of those individuals pay us money here pretty soon. We're not even going to go there, Freak Nation.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not. Happy Halloween, by the way, Freak Nation. A little early, but we had to do it now because, next Sunday, anyway.
Yeah, it's
All right.
November.
So 2311, Front Row Motorsports lawsuit with NASCAR. And this has been going on for, 14 months now? 16? Cole Cusimano?
That sounds about right. 14, 16 range, yeah.
Yeah. And who wants to take this and give us the freaking brief version of what's happened?
Yeah, I will give you the latest. I will give you the latest. So the trial is set for December 1st. However, this past week, there were 2 days of mediation between the teams from Row Motorsports, 2311 Racing, and NASCAR. Those did not come to a conclusion. There was no settlement reached. So on Thursday, the teams and NASCAR went in front of Judge Bell, who is the judge in this case and has been all along. And this portion of the case is called summary judgment. And from what my understanding is, NASCAR and the teams were asking for Judge Bell to give them like statements of fact that they could take to trial. And I'm going to read it real quick. NASCAR motioned to have Judge Bell toss out the case completely.
Okay.
That's what NASCAR wants Judge Bell to rule on. The teams are asking for summary judgment to dismiss allegations that 2311 investor Curtis Polk embarked on a strategy to threaten, coerce, and extort NASCAR into meeting their demands for better contract and financial terms over the charter agreement. So that's what they're asking for. Judge Bell's going to rule on this in the coming weeks. So all that is to say is that we are headed straight towards a trial because they did not come to any agreements on anything, even though all of us all along have tended to agree that we believe that this thing is not actually going to go to trial. And we are coming up on a month. Next week, by the time we crown a champion on Sunday, we'll be less than a month away from this thing going to trial for real.
Crasher, prior to our pre-show extravaganza, weren't you in the belief that you think this is going to go to trial? Or where are you now, Michael?
Well, I still believe it will go to trial just because I think the attitude of NASCAR is so big that they still firmly believe that they cannot be defeated. And I don't think they really understand fully the repercussions of the books opening and seeing some things that maybe shouldn't be public. I do think it is. I am going to stick with that. I do think that they are going to trial because I think their attitude is big enough and they don't think they can be defeated.
All right, here's the second question, the follow-up to that. If it was Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell making the decision, would they?
They would have been in a settlement already right now.
But Lisa France Kennedy or Lisa Kennedy France, what the hell is it?
France Kennedy.
Lisa France Kennedy.
She's a France and she married a Kennedy.
Got it. Hey. And then, of course, old man France. They're the ones with the reins, their hands on the reins here. And they're instructing these attorneys, we got to go. We got to go to the edge, Cole Cusimano.
That's right. In my opinion, they're just delaying the inevitable. They're going to settle because NASCAR literally can't win. If they win, they lose. I guarantee you, if they win, Michael Jordan is 95% going to be out of the sport. Then you're losing a ton of viewers. And they're terrified. Like Bob Pockris pulled up the text exchange between a few of the NASCAR execs, and they're scared that the drivers could potentially leave NASCAR and form their own SRX type series and just leave NASCAR altogether. So I think it's a battle that they're going to lose regardless. NASCAR's going to lose. So just come to terms, get out of the way. They do all this talk about, taking away from the championship and all the media stuff.
Yeah.
Settle it right now. This is taking over championship weekend. As we're talking about it right now. And it's going to, like Richie said, we're a month away from the actual trial. So just get it done.
Here's my question to you, Kenny, before you dive into your diatribe here, which is, a lot of the teams put out statements over the last month, and a lot of them said the same thing, which is like, we hope they're able to settle this.
Oh, right.
Right? Now, my question is, do you think, because look, Joe Gibbs, Roger Penske, Rick Hendrick, these are the biggest names in motorsports. They have to be knocking on the Francis door and be like, listen, you idiots, will you please settle this or we lose everything? Because I have to imagine they have a lot of power in this too. Not just NASCAR, but they got to be banging on those doors and be like, get this over with. Because they get their books exposed too, I'm sure, because everybody's in it together.
Yep.
And none of those teams want to see their books open either.
And talking to individuals that are directly connected to these teams, they have said, how do I say this without just stepping into it? That similar to what Richie was saying about these other owners, they're pissed off, and they've carried this aggravation, the fact that other owners haven't, in certain instances, publicly backed these other two owners that are going after NASCAR to change it for the better.
Right.
For for Roger Penske, Rick Hendrick, RCR, Joe Gibbs Racing, who all bent the knee for NASCAR and signed that agreement before that midnight deadline. Front Row Motorsports didn't, 2311 didn't. So we all know, we saw Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech, right? Where it was just brutal. He went hardcore after people that had screwed him. So there's a little bit of that with Michael Jordan going, old white dudes, why aren't you backing me here, man? Why aren't you guys helping me out with this assist? Getting back to our original conversation, there's no way NASCAR goes to trial. There is no way. I say it happens between the minute that checkered flag drops and December 1st, something's going to pop where NASCAR has to get some kind of a win in this. And I think Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin in the front row are cool with that. Some kind of a win. But Michael Jordan's going to get damn near everything that he wants out of this thing. Because it just, from a owner's standpoint, it just makes more sense. And NASCAR does not want to go, here's the books. Joe Gibbs does not want to go, here's the books. You've never seen NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball go to trial. Never, ever. Because really, they say Cowboys are worth what, $8 million, $12 billion? I bet Jerry Jones doesn't want to open up his book, Cole Cusimano. Boy, skipjack Central with the Jets. He would love to open up his books and go, oh, look how crappy I run an organization.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
They don't want to open the books, Freak Nation. It's not going to happen. It's not. Mark my words. Richie, put this out on social tomorrow. Evil Kenny motherfreaking Sergeant Knievel. NASCAR is going to settle. It is not going to trial. It's not happening. NASCAR does not want to open the books by any means. Michael Jordan is going to have another walk-off and say, good on you, you happy bastards. Let's roll. I'm going to say, let's roll. There it is.
Hey, you called William Big Balls Byron getting the win, so we're on a hot streak, Sarge. So you do it again.
Yeah, Sarge Stradamus.
Sarge Stradamus.
Oh boy. Freak Nation, coming up next hour, Ron Capps running for another Funny Car Championship, a dude that has benefited highly from Speed Freaks Mojo. Also, speaking of Mojo benefactor, Austin Hill. That's next. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Find what you love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
Here's to the Dream Chasers, the Glass Ceiling Breakers, the Minivan Mothers, the Schedule Jugglers, and everyday All-Stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Okay, you see that right there? You see the stones on that guy? Right there. That's William Byron and his stones.
Okay.
He's walking this bitch off on Martinsville.
Yeah, it's hard racing. We both want to make championship 4, and it's a race win. So it's no not no ill will, but it's just it's hard racing, and you racing for the win.
And Big Daddy Don Garlitz is here, Snake's here. It's cool. But I'm looking around at some of the nostalgia cars, and I've come up here and driven some of the cars. Nostalgia funny cars, fuel alters, where I was sitting in them in the staging lanes. I had Ace, my old crew chief, walk up a couple times, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Try again.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios, driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
I am serious. Here's the Freaks.
Second hour of the Freaks, Freak Nation. Happy Halloween to you. Happy early Halloween. Michael freaking Jackson is here. Ken is here, and Dexter.
I'm just Ken.
Tonight's the night.
And Dexter is here, and Dexter is where is he in the poll? You have a poll out there yet, Richie?
Oh, do you?
Do you?
Oh, I need to put out the poll. I put out the picture, so I got to put out the poll.
Got it.
Dexter's dead last.
That got to be.
Dexter's dead last.
It's all right there.
It's always next year, right?
All right, you got the gloves. It's all that matters.
Right.
That's
of
right.
course, even Steven freaking Knievel's here for you, Freak Nation. We got this. Second hour, Ron Capps coming up in here. Austin Hill joining us here in the Freak Nation. We have Beat the Freaks coming up, Freak Nation. We have our obituary for some individuals that will not be moving on to Phoenix sometime within the second hour of the Freaks, Freak Nation. Be sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube page, baby, the official Speed Freaks. You missed it at the show, noon Eastern and Pacific on our good friends network. They're called Racer Network, Freak Nation. So many things to talk about. Big balls, Byron, yours truly called it. He walked off at Martinsville, took those big old cankers and threw them out the window, said, "Look at this, boys. I'm about to go to Phoenix and grab myself some rattlesnake shake, dog." It's exactly what he said. Watch the post-race press conference. By the way, do we still have that? Because I was told that the video that we have of William Byron, given the fact that Rick Hendrick has some amazing connections, it might explode within the next hour where we cannot see it anymore. William Byron, we broke the dude. We broke him severely. The guy's cussing. He's partying with Sabrina Carpenter. And now, dude is getting lit at the post-race press conference. Watch this. 16-ounce freaking big mouth silver bullet. Dude just gets hammered. We broke him, Freak Nation, and you're welcome. Roll the tape, please. Told you. We
There's
broke it.
That's another discussion for maybe we'll save it for Wednesday, horsepower hump day.
What's that?
Maybe we can ask the drivers at media day as well next week, which is of the 4 drivers, who is most likely who's going to be the most hammered if they win the championship.
Ooh, I like that.
Because you remember Ben Rhodes, 2-time NASCAR Truck Series champion, and the greatest press conferences in the history of mankind. Dude was like 10 out of 10 hammered at both. And I want to see that from the Cup Series champion. I feel like we haven't had that.
I know.
You know?
Why don't we ask each driver of the 3 drivers, who do they think is going to get the most hammered?
Of
if
the
they
3
win
others.
of the 3
Here we
others.
go. Okay.
Or who would they like to party with? Like if they shared a co-championship. I don't know, whatever. We're getting into the weeds. Holy smokes. Hey, speaking of weeds, man, I understand there were some weeds growing there in Mexico City, Richie, for that Formula One race. I'm actually going to let you talk a little Formula One because this might dovetail into something that might happen in Phoenix, to where there might be a little something going on to where Denny Hamlin's championship is affected.
There were some shenanigans today happening in Mexico City, which is why I enjoyed this race, Mexico City Grand Prix Formula One, so much better than Martinsville. Okay, let me set the stage. Coming into this race, there were 3 drivers within 40 points in the Formula One Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen had cut what was a 104-point gap down to 40. He's been on an absolute tear over since the summer break. So he was down to 40 points in 3rd place for the championship. Oscar Piastri came in leading the Drivers' Championship. Lando Norris was in 2nd. Now, here's what happened. Lando Norris is your winner. He is your new World Drivers' Championship leader by 1 point over Oscar Piastri. But here's the problem. Put the brakes on. There was some controversy that may have cost Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri 3 points, which would have completely changed the outlook of the Drivers' Championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 points would have put Piastri into the 1st position, hanging on to the Drivers' Championship title right now. And then Max would have gotten within 32 points, which would have allowed him to win both sprint races and all 4 Grand Prix, and he would have been world champion. That is now not the case because he lost out on 3 points, and here's why. Remember back to 2021? The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton was a lap away from his 8th world championship title. And then the race director and the FIA called down to their bat phone and said, hey, we're going to screw over Lewis because we want a new world champion. And they gifted Max Verstappen the championship back in 2021. Well, there's some shenanigans again going on today because in the last 3 laps of the race, Carlos Sainz, driving a Williams, spun off, headed into essentially the final turn at Mexico City, kind of through the stadium section.
Yes.
For our NASCAR fans out there that you remember from Mexico City earlier this year. And he spun out in a stretch of track that's pretty wide. So he wasn't anywhere near the racing line. He's well off the racing line. He was able to get his car going again. He was able to drive off into an outing near the side of the track. Originally, the stewards put a local yellow out originally. They waited a while to see if Carlos was able to get his car into a safe spot, which he ended up doing. However, they did not think that. And instead of Max Verstappen catching and passing Chuck Leclerc for 2nd, which he would have done because he had newer tires, and instead of Oscar Piastri passing Oliver Behrman for P4, which he would have done because he had fresher tires, FIA said, virtual safety car instead. Both of you guys are going to lose out on 3 points, and we're going to give Lando Norris the championship lead.
Ouch.
But don't they want Max Verstappen to win another championship?
Does that not smell to you that there's some shenanigans going on?
Yeah.
Explain to the Freak Nation briefly, please, what a virtual safety car does to the race.
Virtual safety car essentially is you cannot pass throughout the track, but they do not bring out an actual safety car. Right. So you have to slow your pace down to a certain delta, but there is no safety car. So
it's a blanket caution around the track. Yes,
exactly. Without being a full course yellow where they punch up the field again. And keep in mind, Max Verstappen is Dutch. Oscar Piastri is Australian. Lando Norris is British. There you go.
Hold on. What the hell does that have?
Context?
Yeah, Richie, what the hell does that mean?
It's British bias, dude. What else can I tell you? They want the Brit to win the championship. Yeah, they're sick of the Dutchman winning. They don't want the Australian winning. They want their golden boy, Lando Norris, to come away with the championship this year.
Now,
Their golden boy. All right.
Nothing would please me more than to have Max Verstappen lose it because of controversy, because of what happened in 2021.
Yeah, because he basically started his championship streak with controversy,
Yeah.
and it's always been in the back of people's minds. Yeah, no, people are not happy about that.
And I believe this, and again, I'm not a big Formula One fan, but I believe this. If Lewis would have won that championship, the landscape of Formula One would be much different this day if Lewis Hamilton would have won that championship.
The 8th.
Don't ask me to explain, Cocusmano, because right now you're so goddamn confused of what the hell's happening.
No, I was just going to make a point. Like, you're talking about all this collusion and controversy back in 2021, now current day in 2025. Just had news break earlier this week with the NBA and gambling.
Oh,
so why isn't this a bigger deal? It sounds like F1's a monopoly and it's all rigged. So like, why is this not a bigger deal? I guess it's all happening today, but like, it warrants a conversation, right?
Absolutely. And it was a big deal in 2021, but arguably not big enough. It should have been talked about more. But is that the money and power of Formula One? Kind of like we were just talking about the money and power of NASCAR earlier.
And this happened just as Drive to Survive was starting to pop, as it was
2021 Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. I'm curious again, if that would have happened, the way gambling and books are so involved in motorsports now, how do you, because you know the kind of crazy money that's in Formula One, that if, there were millions and millions of dollars on Lewis Hamilton to win the championship. And if the FIA and the steward, all those happy bastards in Formula One pulled those shenanigans to screw those individuals that laid all that cake down just to,
it's like the only example you can make comparing to like other professional sports is a very blatant missed call in a big game in the playoffs or in the postseason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, the one I think of all the time, even though as a Rams fan, I think of the NFC Championship game, Rams and Saints back in 2019, and the Rams committed a pass interference but got away with it. And that's the closest thing I can think of here is like it's a blatant miscall, and we're going to find out in just over a month if it's going to cost Oscar or Max a championship. If it's under 3 points or less, that could very well be the case. So,
is something like that going to happen in Phoenix, Freak Nation? So NASCAR can deny Denny that freaking championship and not have to cart around that big ass Bill France
because they can
trophy.
do the same thing. It's the same thing. You throw and like it's how many times have we seen? Yeah, how many times have we seen NASCAR throw phantom cautions? Right? Yeah,
many times.
Freak Nation. His name is Ron Capps, one bad hombre, funny car pilot and team owner, going for another championship. And a benefactor of the Speed Freaks Mojo. He's next. Speed Freaks Pittsburgh Soul Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation coming up in moments. Funny Car Champion, team owner Ron Capps will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. But first, our friends at Lucas Oil remind you, man, it is fall. Winter's coming. Before you store your car, make sure you have the right Lucas Oil products to preserve the interior of that engine. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil. Friends of the Freaks for 25 years. Ron Capps has been a part of the Freaks for those 25 years. He's been in here so many times in the studio. Brought Michael Anthony from Van Halen in one time. We just we get lit up a few times. Speaking of big balls, Capps. By the way, Ron Capps only has one testicle, by the way. He was part of the original Club Uno that we started way back when. I digress. Ron Capps trying to put a beat down on Austin Prock to get himself another championship. He knows how much it means to come into the Freak Nation to benefit from the Speed Freaks mojo. He joins us now. Speed Freaks Bits, Lucas Oil Studios. Freak Nation, we've been talking about this for the last several weeks, where a benefactor of the Speed Freaks mojo over the last 25 years has been Ron Capps. Recently, it was Greg Anderson. Weekend before last, or Talladega, it was Austin Hill, where they come into Freak Nation. And they do well the next weekend. And Ron Capps, with 2 races left at NHRA, chasing the Funny Car Championship, I felt obliged that I need to get Ron here in the Freak Nation to see Ron, and of course, to see if he can benefit from the Speed Freaks mojo. It's real, though, Ron, isn't it?
Oh, it's real. And boy, I need you guys. I needed this big time, especially going to Vegas.
So tell me about this chase this year for this championship. It's Austin Prock and damn near sees everybody else. How do you play offense against a team and a driver and a car that's so freaking dominant?
It's a great question. I love that we can get up and run with them. When we feel like we've got things right. Guido, he gets pretty motivated to run against Jimmy Prock. It's no surprise. I said this in a couple interviews. I mean, this is the same car that I battled for championships with Robert Hight driving. It's pretty much the same team. Of course, you got Austin in the seat now. It's a little different, but it's the same car and the same guys on that crew that they come down to pick us drivers up. And when they back their whatever their tow vehicle is next to ours, I'm the first one to tell them, "Great job, nice run." And they do the same, And in the past, when Robert was driving, the same thing. So I have a lot of respect for Jimmy and their team. But they've gone on a rampage, man. And I said last year, I wish we could have ran better with them. It goes back to us being a single car team, and the clutch discs are so important these days for a team to be able to get a bunch of them from Bonifani and then know what you have and then run those and not have to stick one here and stick one there, every couple races and relearn what the clutch wants and what it likes. So the teams like John Force's and Coletta's and guys like that, they have their pick of all the numerous clutch discs, and then they send back what they don't want. We don't have that luxury. Bonafani takes care of us, but we don't have the luxury of buying hundreds of thousands of dollars of them and then, putting aside what we don't want. So we're getting there.
You referenced a little bit at the very top of this interview about, I need this, talking about the mojo before Vegas. How will then that affect anything with your data and potentially the clutch discs as well?
A little bit. I mean, obviously they compensate for the conditions, and looking right now, it's going to be 70s. It's going to be great conditions. So that track, when it's, the conditions are good, it's as good as anywhere. But you get, who's going to get nutted up, right, this time of the year? I mean, you got 2 races left. We made up huge ground in Dallas, and I think we pulled within a couple rounds of second. So Hagan and Beckman are within striking distance for us. Right now, the goal is just to do the best we can and go into Pomona mathematically still in it. 2 of the world championships I've had the luxury winning, we won from behind going into Sunday in Pomona. So a lot can be gained there with points and a half.
Okay, I'm changing my next question to you. So what has changed, without giving anything too much away, from Dallas to what you're doing in Vegas?
Well, they found our car was bent after Dallas. Now, I had a pretty big blow up the race, a couple races before that in Charlotte, big one. Blew the body off and it bounced around pretty hard. They scaled it and thought everything was okay. They got back after Dallas, and I'm not sure. The shutdown area at the Motorplex it's bumpy. Always has been. It's a great racetrack, but did that happen then? We don't know. It was kind of driving funny on me a little bit on Sunday and pulling to one direction. So now we know why. We're just going to unload. We don't have time to go test it, and we're just going to see what happens. But I feel like Guido's got, his tune-up's as good as Jimmy's when we're right, and I feel like we're hitting our stride. And look at last year. I mean, we felt like I didn't want to race the whole season, which I don't know how far going back that happened ever for me not to at least win one race in a season. And we battled back and ended up on the stage, top 3 in the world. And we didn't end up winning a race, and we just kind of hung in there at the end and were consistent. So I never count our team out. I wouldn't want to race the Napa car any given Sunday, no matter how we qualified, So we'll just have to see. Now I got the mojo, a little bit extra, so I feel good about it.
But hold on, you said your car was potentially bent, maybe from the Motorplex. That's been fixed. You had issues with it, and you still made up rounds. That's scary. You're putting the field on notice right now. That's scary with the last 2 races remaining.
I'm in the parking lot of the Hot Rod Reunion right now. My son and I, we just drove up, and Big Daddy Don Garlett's there, Snake's here. It's cool, but I'm looking around at some of the nostalgia cars, and I've come up here and driven some of the cars, nostalgia funny cars, fuel alters, where I was sitting in them in the staging lanes. I had Ace, my old crew chief, walk up a couple times, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like, I sometimes get in these cars, and I'm like, "What am I doing? I've got a normal job driving one of the best race cars in the world, and I go hop in these 1970 chassis, So I felt like the Motorplex, it was kind of pulling one way, and Guido and I talked about it, but what are you going to do in the middle of race day, right?
Right.
We got all the way to the final round and had to put a new body on it when it damaged one of the bodies, and it kind of backfired on me. Tells you the trust we have. And I'm going to do that first run on Friday in Vegas. I've never sat in this car. It's brand new, and I have a good feeling about it, especially now I've been on the Speed Freaks that we're gonna go up top of the charts here and give Brock a run.
Exactly right.
Or not. Or maybe I'm gonna be cussing you guys.
I don't know, man. You've been such a benefactor of the Speed Freaks mojo. There's something there, Ronnie. That's why we wanted to bring you in here. Hey, for next year, what's the plan for you and Maddie and the whole team as you move into 2026?
Man, I wish I could say more right now. We are making the announcement opening morning of SEMA, of the primary sponsor. We just got the car wrapped. I was on a big call driving up here on the big announcement. It's going to be really cool. We don't even know the crew chief and the team yet. We've got a pretty good list of people that have been contacting us, and Guido and I. They're with other teams right now, and I don't want to reach out to anybody that's working for somebody else. But pretty cool to have the people that have reached out that I've admired and looked up to my whole career. So we're going to make that announcement, hopefully PRI of the crew chief and the team, if it doesn't leak out before then. But we have to wait till the season's over. But yeah, we just bought 2 brand new cars. We bought a lot of equipment. John Forrest took care of me, and we bought Austin Prock's dragsters that he got out of when he got in the funny car, which it went 63 the last run it made in Pomona. And a bunch of equipment and really kind of help us get on our feet. So we just got that at the shop, and Guido's kind of milling around. He hasn't seen a dragster up close like that in a while. So he's kind of tinkering. But yeah, we're excited. Trucks and Trailers, Joe Maynard, I think is going to, come on board and kind of be part of our team. And, it's take it as it comes. I am just it's going to be a scrap to get everything ready in the off season and have her ready to test in February. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of exciting for me as a team owner anyway.
That's a fun scrap, though. She has so much positive energy. It can do nothing but just translate to everybody else in the building. That is going to be so fun to watch the 2 of you guys together and the entire team together next year.
Yeah. And the sponsor, she's going to be the face of this brand, and it's, she's 21 years old. She's called me a few times here lately, and we've talked over things in her contract, and it's all the same questions I had when I went to work for Don Prudhomme. I didn't know anything. I didn't even own a suit. I had to borrow money from Snake and Lynn to get a suit to fly back to U.S. Tobacco to get the Copenhagen deal at the time. So she had all the same questions. I'm cracking up because it just reminds me a lot of me at that time, and it's fun for me right now. I love seeing that out of her and the excitement, and she can't wait. You guys know her as well as I do. She's very mechanical and a lot of fun and can drive the wheels off a car. So we're pumped about that. And I just want to get this announcement over with and get it out. And I think our fans are really going to have a lot of fun with her next year. The ones that don't know her that well.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Here's to the Dream Chasers, the glass ceiling breakers, the minivan mothers, the schedule jugglers, and everyday all-stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
Find what you love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guys in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Here's a real life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book,
I simply must add you to the list. Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
And get this, General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
You are going for an owner's title for Richard Childress. That even pays more money than a driver's title. I was today years old when I found that out. There's so much still on the line that if you were able to celebrate that large at the end of the year, I expect Richard Childress wine to go out of stock.
Yeah, I would say that if we're able to pull this off and win the Owners' Championship, it's probably going to not be as low key as what it was last year. I could see it getting a little out of hand and getting kind of into the wine and having a good time with it. So I hope that that's the case. I hope that, it's one of those things where we're celebrating and having a blast here come Christmas time.
Can you talk a little bit about the Owners' Championship versus Drivers' Championship? Because honestly, you're bringing this to light more than I think anybody has realized in the past. And there's something so unique, at least that I've witnessed over the last 5-ish years, between your relationship with you and Richard Childress. I've watched it grow. I've watched you guys really get into a deeper support for each other. So can you explain the actual, at least from your perspective, importance of an Owners' Championship? Because we are, as media, so focused on the drivers.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique situation this season with you had the 19 car win at Las Vegas, so they locked into the Owners' Championship. And then now you have the 21 that won Talladega and locked into the Owners' Championship. And those 2 cars are only going for the Owners' Championship. And then you're going to have, 2 other cars that unless, say the 2 goes out there and wins Martinsville or something like that, it'll more than likely be the 7 and the 88 going for drivers and owners. So it's going to be a little different this year. It's going to be, weird just because normally when you have, normally the 4 drivers that make it into the championship also are making it into the owners for the most part. That's kind of how it normally plays out. But that hasn't been the case this season. And, for me, when we got knocked out of the drivers playoffs, from the round of 12 into the 8. And then I was told come Monday morning that, you still made it into the owners. Then that kind of made me still feel like, I'm still going to view this as it being just a regular drivers and owners championship. I'm still going to go out there, do everything that we've done all season long, try to win a race, try to lock myself into that Final Four for the owners, and then go out there and get the job done. And for me to be able to go out there and do that and have a shot at it and do it for somebody like Richard Childress, the bond that we have and everything that we've done the last 4 years together would be just as special, if not a little more special than me winning a driver's championship just myself, just because, everything that Richard Childress has done for me in my career, I owe it to him to go out here and win that Owners' Championship for him.
That's
Austin Hill, Xfinity Series winner out of Talladega, of course, running for RCR, flying those Lucas Oil colors, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And I've been a part of ageism. Granted, I don't look my age. I know I look a hell of a lot sexier. Thank you, Austin. But if you would have gotten started at RCR at, say, Jesse Love's age, would there be any question about you moving into Cup?
I mean, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know that answer for sure. I would think that if I did start at a very young age and started right after, turning 18 and coming over to RCR, there probably would have been an opportunity by now to make it to the Cup level with RCR. And, for them, going out and getting Kyle Busch, that was a great thing to do for this organization. It helps everyone on the Cup side and Xfinity side. It's not just the Cup side that it helps. So having someone of his caliber actually brings a lot to the table. But you never know. In the next year or 2, 3 years, you never know when the seat may come available, and it could be one of those things where it works out to where I get to run 2 or 3 years in the Cup Series and see if I can do it, see if I can run up front, see if I can have a shot at winning races and win races. So I'm always staying ready. I'm staying as positive as I can to, make it to that Cup level with RCR. And if it doesn't happen and I have to stay in the Xfinity level and become kind of a Xfinity lifer, that's okay too. I'm having a lot of fun here at RCR. I have a lot of fun driving race cars for a living. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
I remember back in the early 2000s, some drivers, yes, goals seemed to always be to get to the Cup Series, but some drivers were like, I have my Sundays off. I get to spend more time with my family. That's another element, especially for you to consider. I mean, I love seeing your daughters in victory lane, grabbing hats and, just having so much fun on the grid pre-race. There's something else to be said. Not everyone needs Cup wins or championships on their resume. You've already established yourself in the history books in the Xfinity Series, and that just might be a-okay.
Yeah, for me, I've gotten to the age now where if I didn't make it to the Cup level, it's not going to be in the end of the world. But
right.
I still kind of have that itch where if the right opportunity presented itself, and if it was, say, with RCR, it would be a no-brainer for me to make it and go to the Cup level. And like I said, even if it's only for a year or 2 or 3 years, you give it a shot and see how it is. But like you said, I mean, I do enjoy my Sundays. I really do. It's always a lot of fun to race on a Saturday, come home, and then I get to spend time with my 3 kids, my wife, our dogs, and we get to just have a good time on a Sunday. And I've heard a lot of stories on if you are running the Cup Series, it's a 7-day job, and you're constantly, come Monday morning, you would think that your Monday would kind of be your day off, and it's not. You're having to go into pre-race or post-race rather, from yesterday's race, and then you go straight into pre-race and you start kind of getting ready for the next weekend. So it's a constant just work on the Cup side, which I would love to give it a shot and do. Don't get me wrong, but having Sundays off isn't a bad thing. Just
ask Justin Allgaier. He seems pretty freaking happy sitting there winning championships in the Xfinity Series. Have you guys had any conversations about what Allgaier's done and plans on doing and hanging out in the Xfinity Series?
I mean, I there's always, that talk and trying to figure out what the next step is and what you're going to do. There has been talks about, staying in the Xfinity Series and making kind of turning into the kind of that Allgaier once he retires, kind of being that guy that's doing the same thing that he's done. But, it's going to be one of those things that time will tell. Don't really know exactly, what's going to happen. I would love to get a shot at least for, like I said, let's just call it 2 years. That first year, you never know. It could be really good, could be really bad. You're trying to figure the cars out. The Cup cars are so much different than the Xfinity cars. The way they race, the way they operate, everything that goes into Cup racing is a lot different than the Xfinity cars. So giving me a minimum of 2 years would actually give me the benefit of the doubt on, saying he can do it or he can't do it, right? If you only give it that 1 year, maybe we have a rough year and you run, say, 25th to 30th every week, and it's just not the year that you wanted. And a lot of guys might say, oh, we're going to get him out of here and put somebody new in. I think having that second year can really turn the switch on, and that's when you really see the performance gain. So for me, if I was to do it, I would at least want to get a minimum of 2 years under my belt, and hopefully it happens.
When you touched on Derek Nealand, I had another question that came into my mind. He's also legit on Twitter, on X. He's a great dude overall. How did he specifically help you in the final lap of Talladega? Because our perspective as viewers, It looks like it was easy, but that wreck happens and you did something different than anybody else, which did it give you an advantage or no? And how did he talk you potentially off the ledge?
Yeah, so we're sitting there running right before that caution came out for the green, white, checkered, and he's just telling me like, the runs can come anywhere, right? It could be the guy right behind you, or it could be the guy 5 or 6 rows back. Stay in the mirror, keep watching. And him and I, we always go through these kind of scenarios before the race of like, if we're leading and it comes down into the race, X, Y, Z could happen, right? And, so the way that the race was playing out was just how him and I kind of imagined it before the race. And I'm sitting there looking in the mirror, seeing who's going to move out of line, who's going to do what. Obviously, you have that caution. And him and I talked for a long time under that caution before the green, white, checkered on what to do, what lane to be in. Him and I both, I think, kind of agreed on going to the bottom lane. And then all of a sudden we started having some fuel pressure issues. So that kind of made our decision easy. We needed to be on the bottom to be on the apron to kind of keep that fuel in the fuel pressure going in the pump. So, and then when we had the green, white, checkered and we had the restart, I knew that the outside lane was more than likely going to kind of get broken apart. And I knew that the inside lane was going to get pushed forward, and he just stayed on me about not getting too far out. That's the biggest key that I've always learned on the speedways. It's so easy to get too far out from the guy that's behind you, and then that lets them get a massive run on you down the straightaway. So he was in my ear, basically yelling at me like, don't get too far out, don't get too far out. And that's really what kind of sealed it for us. Is all it took is me staying too committed to the throttle and staying wide open and getting 2 or 3 car lengths out on the rest of the competition. And next thing you know, there's probably going to be a run coming that I can't block. So he just does a great job of painting the picture out back, telling me what runs are coming, what runs aren't, what lane to be in. And like I said, without him, I probably don't win near as many races as what we've done.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Here's to the dream chasers, the glass ceiling breakers, the minivan mothers, the scheduled jugglers, and everyday all-stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Lowe's knows you want to spend less time shopping and more time on the job site. Bulk savings on trusted brands means big savings and more time on the job. Get up to 25% off select drywall when you buy in bulk. Buy more and save to make sure you're prepared for any job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Selection varies by location.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, a quick reminder. Go to speedfreaks.tv for more information on this big, fat 25-year celebrating anniversary type show. Speed Freaks. We started on one little old radio station, and now we're radio stations across the country, podcasting. And I'll say it again. In 2004, when we were doing a show, Crasher, from SEMA, Mopar booth at the time, on that TV show, I said, and go to our website and download our podcast.
In 2004.
Yes. Little did I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we roll here in Freak Nation. 25 years of doing this, and here we are, Freak Nation. If you missed this show, Freak Nation, go to Racer Network, noon Eastern and Pacific. On Monday, you can watch it again. Michael Jackson, Ken, Dexter, yours truly, Evil Knievel, and our trusty pilot, Big Ass Johnson. There he is. Show your lid one more time. Freak Nation, if you see where his left hand is on the ATEM. It is a, in basic words, a switcher where you can switch back and forth between these fine cameras that we have here, making us all look so groovy. He's our pilot. And we determined you're a helicopter pilot, right? Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was Top Gun when he walked in.
That's what a girl in there thought, too. Our daughter.
That girl. That girl.
Oh, it was a long freaking weekend.
Yes.
Man.
But good.
Hey, Beat the Freaks, Freak Nation. We got one more for the year after this. And, of course, will be for Phoenix, where you, Freak Nation, can chime in on Twitter and let us know what your 3 picks will be for Phoenix. And if we pick you and you beat us, you'll take home a set of General Tires. We did it this weekend for Martinsville. And what was it, Agent Stewart there, Richard C.?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I know I called the walk-off with William Big Balls Byron, but I don't know if I won the damn thing. Let's see what the numbers are there, Freak Nation. Holy smokes.
Oh, dang.
How's that going, Cole?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I went too hard with Hamlin and Briscoe, who both had DNFs with engine issues. So that was the reason for that.
Oh, smokes. Nice job, Crash.
Hey,
Yeah.
It's been a while, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Agent Stewart gets his ass kicked again. Has he been? Well, gets his ass kicked. Listen, I guarantee.
Hold on. You know what? He should not get his ass kicked, at least by us verbally, because he must have his notifications sent to Speed Freaks. After we put something out, he is the first person to like it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, Agent Stewart, you are the bomb.
Speaking of the chat, can I go to a comment here on YouTube?
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
I'll get you guys' reaction to it.
Yep.
Shout out to Denny Hamlin Fans 13. I wonder who they're a fan of.
Got it.
He's in the championship for next week here in Phoenix. He says, I am really happy that Penske ain't in it. And he asked the question earlier, was like, he said, anyone happy that Penske isn't in the Final Four? And I feel like I said all the championship 4 are happy that they don't have to deal with Penske, for sure. I'm sure a lot of the fan base is happy. at least if you're not a Ryan Blaney or Joey Logano fan, I feel like it's a popular pick to have no Penske's in the Final Four. Most fans are going to be happy if they're not in it.
Well, Dexter drives a Ford Mustang. Are you happy that Penske's not in it there? Dex?
I really don't mind. I don't think Logano deserved to be there in the championship 4. You can make the case for Blaney over Kyle Larson, but I think it's nice to have. We're going to have some change for a bit. 3 straight years for Penske Ford winning the championship. Now it comes down to JGR versus HNS. So bring it on. Be fun.
Like Crasher said, man, it's been a hell of a year for Penske. The guy has no more nuts left to kick. He doesn't.
Big balls Byron took them all.
Yeah, that's true.
Stole Penske's
Not a
nuts.
girl. Boy.
Yeah. What am I?
I don't know. By the way, we started the year off by calling him William Boring Byron. Done. What's his name now? Crash?
Oh,
Jackson.
If you're nasty, Billy Big Balls Byron.
That'll just happen.
If you're not, call me Jackson. Well, that would be actually my sister Janet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There we go.
So
Yeah, Cole didn't understand that reference.
I got you.
Oh boy.
I got a stat for you, Cole. How about this?
All right.
Ready for some stats?
Let's hear it.
Cole, you haven't brought your stats tonight. You've been weak. What the hell were you doing all day? Were you the FIA steward that called the virtual safety car? Is that what you were doing?
Guilty.
Here, I got some stats for you, Cole. How about this? According to Jeff Gluck, in your championship 4, you have the regular season champion, William Byron, who's also led the entire circuit and season lap sled leader. Denny Hamlin, the season Winsler, with 6. Chase Briscoe, the season top 5s leader. And Kyle Larson, second in lap sled, top 5s and top 10. So this is a pretty damn good championship 4 we got on our hands, I'd say.
It is. Definitely is.
And a reminder,
fighting
Nation,
all year about, we need to change the format. And now we're arguably down to literally the top 4 drivers.
we are based here in Phoenix, Freak Nation. And a couple of things is to get off my chest.
Like those necklaces?
Like these necklaces. And please remind me to never stand during the show ever again after standing for 3 days at a freaking soccer tournament. I don't want to go to Homestead next year. Oh, God. I don't want to go.
We don't
Love
have
Phoenix.
to
You know
go.
what? When they adopt a 36 race schedule and we have a champion with 4 races to go, none of us are going to have to go.
Right.
So it'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Still could be a champion here in Phoenix.
It's just so badass to be able to get up, go 25 minutes to the track, come back, sleep in your bed, not have to dick around with stuff in Florida. Damn it. Which, again, Freak Nation, if you want the insight to this race this weekend, you've got 5 individuals that some form or fashion will be at that racetrack Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You didn't bring up, you did bring up Friday. Friday, we've talked about pre-show. We didn't talk much about it here, and I don't know how much time we have left. Will it be the least watched truck race ever, even though it's their championship? It's just, you boys have at it. The Final Four is arguably boring, and it just so happens to be Halloween night, so who's really watching?
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal. I think it's going to be one of the lowest ratings of all time for the truck series. Corey Heim has been running away with the entire season. 11 wins, 20 top 10s, 5.2 average finish. There's your cold hard stats, Richie. And we had
I love it.
Honeycutt, reigning champion Majeski, and Tyler Ankrum in the championship 4. Given that it's Halloween, given that it is a runaway champion, there's going to be no one watching this race. I don't see it.
I'm going to be there, man. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be celebrating our truck champion, Corey Heim. I don't know about you, Cole. Are you going to be out trick-or-treating your Dexter costume and nobody's going to recognize who you are?
I'll be watching John Carpenter's Halloween or Trick or Treat the movie. That's what I'll be doing.
Okay.
Probably.
So you'll be our designated Freak Nation member out there?
I'll be there, man. I live 20 minutes from the track.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on. I love me some truck action. Usually some shenanigans in that race.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
there
yeah, big
have
time.
been.
Mhm.
That's true.
Many tricks, no treats. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so Suave will be out there on whatever. Okay, we got that figured out.
We're
You
just
guys-
doing our
you-
scheduling live on the show.
You guys ready for the season to be done?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a long year.
We haven't had an off week since like Easter or something. It's been like 30 straight weeks.
Oh,
Crazy.
NASCAR? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of racing. Long
Dang.
season.
Yep.
So shorten it, NASCAR. Just please, for us. Pretty please.
Yeah, that's it.
Cherry on top.
Okay.
And then we need to talk about courtroom drama all off season. So that'll be fun.
Real quick, I want to reserve 60 seconds, and I'm serious, for some individuals that are not moving on. We put a memoriam together for them. And if you would, just take about 60 seconds, moment of silence, and enjoy. Radio affiliates, it's a cool video. Trust me. But just bow your head for whatever reason and appreciate this memoriam. This is Dead Air on radio.
For those we've left behind, you will not be forgotten.
True dat.
Moving.
Grief-stricken. Right there. Was Chase Elliott even in the freaking series this year?
It's the most popular driver.
Again?
Put some respect on the Chase sexuals out there.
Best average finish in the sport right there. Consistency, baby.
Oh, God. Freak Nation, I promise we will do it better next week. Maybe not as sexy, but damn it, we will do it better next week. Thank you, individuals, for being yourselves. And here we go, Freak Nation. One last weekend right here in Phoenix. Later.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the